Now we begin learning Python. First we'll start by learning a little bit about spyder, the integrated development environment that we're using. To start it, we click on Start and go to this search window and type spyder and you'll see spyder. You can execute it. You can go to the spotlight on Macintosh and do the same thing. It will take just a moment to load. And when it does load, you'll notice that it has several panes. Here's an editor pane. Here is the IPython console pane. This is where programs will be executed. And then there's a pane up here that has three different tabs. This is the Object Inspector, this is the Variable Explorer, and this is the File Explorer. For the time being, we'll only talk about the File Explorer. Up at the top, you'll see the current working directory. Now, on my machine, I'm using users, Bill, that's my name, documents, Python, Coursera. If I go down here and type ls, this is a Unix command that works in IPython on a PC and a Macintosh. It'll show that the current working directory is the one shown up here. Now if I move, but I want to go to lesson 1, so I'm going to click on that, and if I go down here and type ls, it's still in this directory. So I want to set this one as the current working directory, so I'm going to click right there. Now when I type ls, I've got the lesson 1 directory. There's a list of programs in it. They're the same as up here, exercise 1 with lecture P1. Okay. Now over here, spyder will always start up with a temporary file. I'm not interested in that file. If I get rid of it, it just keeps coming back. So I want to go over here and use my first program, Start Python. Then I'm going to click that away, and I'm not going to save it. Now the name of this file is startpython.py. Most Python programs will end in .py, and I'll put the name of it right here after this pound sign so that I can keep track of the name of the file as it's stored on the disk. And notice several things about this. There's a line going across every now and then. Anything between the two lines is called a cell. This is an IPython feature. We can execute anything in one of these cells without executing the whole file. Now to make a cell, we type £% and £%. Everything between these two is a cell. Now let's go over here and execute this first function, Python function. I'm going to execute it by clicking anywhere inside this cell, and I'm going to type Control Enter. On a PC I would type Control Enter, but on a Macintosh I would type Command Return. They're equivalent. Now that loaded everything in this cell into our IPython console from where I can run it. And I run it by typing the name of the function. This function is a simple one. It just prints hello world. This is traditional in programming to have a simple program like this to begin with. Let's analyze the way this looks. We've got define function, got the name of the function we're defining, hello, and the line always ends in colon, and a function always has a pair of parentheses. Later on we'll be putting arguments inside these parentheses. Then we have 4 spaces, and then the Python command print and the phrase to print, in quotes, hello world. Everything that's indented under this function name will be part of the function. So once we get it over here in the console, we can run it as often as we want. Here's another function. It's practically the same thing. Define, we'll give it a new name, and we're going to print a different phrase. Again, we have to go over here and type it. Now watch, if I'm not careful and I start typing, I'm typing in the editor, and the editor window indicates that we've typed into it by typing an asterisk. That means the file needs to be saved, but I don't want to save it, so I'm going to type Control-Z, and that'll remove this typing that I've done. On a Macintosh, it would be Command-Z. I've got to be careful that I go over here and execute this thing from the IPython console. Notice the tab up here says IPython console. Now, if we type one of these functions without loading it into IPython, it's just not known. So I've got to go over here and type Control-Enter or Command-Return. Click down here and type our school. Got to type it right, of course. I'll type an up arrow, and it'll repeat the last command, and I can change it. Our school. This Corsair is our school. Now, I want to warn you about various things that can go wrong fairly early so that you know how to fix them in case you get there. One thing is that you can write programs that won't ever stop. This one, I called it forever because it'll run forever. This is a while loop. While true is true, and it's always true, we're going to do nothing. We're going to pass. That's a simple loop. We'll talk about more about that later. Okay, and I'm going to load that loop in, and I'm going to run it. Now, this function is running and running and running, and I don't have any control over what's going on anymore. And I need a way to stop it. The way to stop this is typing Control-C. Holding the Control key down and pressing C. And you'll get a keyboard interrupt. On a Macintosh, you type exactly the same thing, Control-C. Now, there's a possibility that you write a program that even that won't work. Let's bring this one up again. It will work on this one, but we're going to have another way to stop it. And another way to stop this is to make this console window go away. We're going to click this close tab, and it's gone. Now we'll need a new console window in order to keep going. And we go to console menu and we open an IPython console. Note, we don't open a Python console. In this course, we're going to use an IPython consoles because they're nicer. They have features that we need for this course that you would be using in data analysis, and you might as well use the IPython console rather than writing extra code. Okay. Click on that. It's connecting to a kernel. A kernel is a running copy of Python. And now we have an IPython console. We don't have, however, the functions that we've entered. We've got to execute them again. Control-Enter to load them in. Again, I'm messing up. I have to type over here, hello. And now we're back with a good copy of Python with a good copy of IPython console without any problems. So what we did was we clicked here to close the tab. We clicked over here on console to open an IPython console. And we've got a new one.